A storm is brewing in the peaceful town of Hudson, and it is not just the weather. The Heartland Season 19 trailer has finally dropped, and it has left fans shaken, thrilled, and full of questions. Ty's shadow still lingers. Amy stands at a personal crossroads, and the family ranch that once symbolized healing now feels like a place of deep emotional reckoning. From long-awaited returns to heartbreaking goodbyes, the trailer teases a season packed with hidden truths, quiet tensions, and decisions that could change everything. This isn't just another chapter in the Heartland saga, it is a turning point. As the trailer opens, there is an unsettling quietness, not the peaceful kind Heartland is known for, but a stillness that carries weight. Amy, often the heartbeat of the ranch, looks more introspective than ever. Her smile is softer, but her eyes tell a different story. They hold the weight of grief that is never fully healed, and a future that seems uncertain. While her connection with the horses remains strong, there is a subtle distance in her interactions with the people she loves, and fans have noticed she is carrying something deeper this time. Could it be a secret she is not ready to share? Then comes the unexpected. Jack and Lisa, once the anchor couple of the series, are seen walking through a scene with tension between them. It is rare to see cracks in their rock-solid bond, but season 19 小事 hints at challenges even they can't avoid. Is it health? Is it family? Or is something from their past finally catching up with them? Whatever it is, the silence in their scene speaks louder than words, but not all is heavy. There is a sense of reunion too. Lou is back, this time with a stronger presence. Her political life is still in motion, but there is a clear shift in her priorities. She is shown more at the ranch, more with her daughters, and more in moments where leadership isn't just about decisions, but about heart. Could this mean she is stepping away from her political ambitions to focus on the family? Or is there another twist coming? Georgie's brief appearance in the trailer sent fans into a frenzy. She is older now, more confident, and her return feels timed, not just for story, but for something bigger. There is a quick shot of her with Phoenix, the horse that helped define her journey, but this time, she looks like someone who is not just visiting, but returning with purpose. Could she be hiding something, or maybe carrying a truth that will disrupt the fragile balance of the ranch? And then there is the most heart-tugging moment so far. Lindy, grown, fierce, and carrying the spirit of both her parents. She is shown in scenes that suggest a stronger role this season. Amy's influence on her is clear, but there is something else, a quiet, familiar strength in her eyes that fans immediately recognized. Could it be a sign that she is following in her father's footsteps? The trailer doesn't say much, but the silence around Ty's legacy is anything but empty. And while Ty doesn't appear in the trailer, his presence is everywhere, in the way Amy holds herself, in the words unsaid, in the moments where Lindy rides along through the open fields, her silhouette framed just like his used to be. It is haunting, it is beautiful, and it is exactly the kind of emotional depth that Heartland fans crave. But not all the faces in the trailer are familiar. A few new characters make subtle entrances just enough to raise eyebrows. There is a young man who appears on side Georgie, a glimpse of a woman at the ranch who doesn't quite fit in, and a single line spoken off camera that feels like it has been pulled from a buried part of the flaming boredom past. Are these new allies, or threats hiding behind polite smiles? Season 19 isn't just teasing returns and reunions, it is preparing us for something bigger, something emotional, a confrontation with the past that can no longer be avoided. And if the trailer is any indication, Heartland is ready to remind us that love, family, and healing are never without cost. The silence is over. The story is about to erupt. Just when the trailer lures us into believing season 19 will be about healing and homecomings, it quietly slips in a darker thread, a tone of tension that is nearly invisible, but impossible to ignore. And that tension seems to wrap itself tightly around Amy. Her presence this season doesn't feel like someone who has found peace, but someone who is still searching for it. There is a moment so quick you might miss it where Amy stands alone in the barn, her hand gently pressed against Spartan's side. Her expression says more than dialogue ever could. It as not grief, it as something else, something unfinished. Fans have started whispering about one possibility. Amy is finally confronting the idea of moving on, not just emotionally, but romantically. The trailer doesn't give us answers, but it plants just enough questions. A new character, a man with a quiet demeanor, appears beside her in a few moments. They aren't close, but their proximity feels intentional. Could this be the person who forces Amy to ask herself the question she has avoided for years? Can she love again? But if that storyline is brewing, it won't unfold without consequences. The ranch is sacred ground, not just because of the land, but because of the memories. And no one holds onto those memories more than Jack. His relationship with Amy has always been protective, rooted in his promise to Marian and his love for Ty. Any sign that Amy might be opening her heart to someone new could stir deep emotions, maybe even conflict, and it wouldn't be the first time Heartland explored the pain of moving forward while still honoring the past. Meanwhile, Lu's presence in the trailer feels more grounded than ever before, but grounded doesn't mean calm. There is a brief scene where she appears to be in a heated conversation, possibly with Peter. The tension is sharp. Could it mean a decision has finally been made about their on-again, off-again dynamic? Has Lu chosen stability, or is she once again pulled between two worlds, career and family, past and future? Her storyline this season looks far from predictable. And then there is Caleb, a fan favorite whose scenes in the trailer carry a kind of restless energy. He is shown working with the horses, but also looking off into the distance with an expression that feels like regret. What is haunting him? Could it be related to a decision he made, or one he avoided? Caleb's past is full of missed chances, romantic, professional, even personal. Maybe season 19 gives him a shot at redemption. Or maybe it is the season where he finally breaks. Georgie's storyline is another loaded question mark. Her return feels emotional, but there is a quiet urgency in her eyes. She is not just home for a visit. The trailer hints at something hidden, a medical paper briefly seen in her hand, a hushed conversation with Lu, a moment of hesitation when she looks at Phoenix. Could it be that Georgie is facing a crisis of her own, something she is not ready to share with the family just yet? Then there is the most shocking part of the trailer, a single frame of Tim, sitting alone at the edge of the ranch, looking pale, troubled, and oddly distant. Fans immediately speculated about his health. Is this the beginning of a health battle that will change everything? Or is Tim hiding something from the family? His silence in the trailer is deafening, not a single word spoken, just his face, and the weight of something unspoken. Throughout the trailer, one theme is clear. This season isn't just about what is happening, it is about what is not being said. The glances, the poses, the cold silences between characters who once shared deep trust. It is all building towards something, a reveal, a tragedy, or a decision that could split the family apart. There is even one chilling voiceover line, spoken by Jack, that echoes long after it ends. Sometimes, holding on does more damage than letting go. It doesn't say who or what he is referring to, but it hints at a painful choice, perhaps one Amy, Lu, or even Lindy will have to make. The line lingers because it feels like a warning. This season will challenge the characters to either release the past or be consumed by it. Heartland season 19 isn't just a continuation, it is a confrontation between memory and progress, between silence and truth, between what the characters want and what life demands of them. And if the trailer is any sign, no one will make it through unchanged. One thing is for sure. Fans who thought the story had already reached its emotional peak are in for a surprise, because this time, it is not just about horses, home, or healing. It is about letting go of everything you thought was safe, and in doing so, Heartland might just deliver its most powerful season.